Watch that camera back there too. It's empty. So I'm Brad Herring, and I'm here with my friend Jim. Jim's one of our cast of characters, and the more you see him in videos, the more you're going to understand why. Jim, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I grew up right here in Calhoun County. I spent a lot of my formative years right here in the Ammonia Lake Clubhouse off the Apalachicola River. Grew up down here hunting and fishing and just generally having a good time.
You literally wrote the book on it.
I did. I wrote a book on it. I'm not sure how many people would consider it the book.
We'll say the definitive book. I like that. And so what's the title of the book again?
Life Along the Apalachicola River.
All right.
At one point was the 595th best-selling book on Amazon in the hunting and fishing humor category.
Humor.
Yeah. I mean, that's one step away from New York Times bestseller list. So.
That's awesome. That's good stuff. So you also served in the military?
I did 9 years of active and reserve duty and another 6 of inactive in the Army and the National Guard.
Well, thank you for your service.
I got more out of the Army than the Army got out of me.
So today we're going to be focused on doing some limb lines primarily, right?
Yeah, we call them bush hooks down here.
Bush hooks, okay.
We're not sophisticated like you Georgia folks.
That's right, we are down in Florida. So it's a beautiful day, so let's get at it.
All right.
All right, see what we got. First line.
Get the net ready.
Small guy.
Yep. I'll take him all day long.
So what'd you catch him on?
I was on a hot dog.
There's some weight to it. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
All right. Get it with your hand if you can.
Okay, you ready, Ed?
Yep. Get the net in the water.
Oh, that's a good one. Hang on. Ah.
All right.
Oh, look at that.
All right.
Wow. That'll eat.
Old government catfish.
Well, there went the
You got it off the hook. Well, that's styrofoam. If you open that thing out, try to get him in there, throw him overboard.
I'm gonna throw that right there for right now. Grab the tail.
I got him. So
Jim, I was telling Eddie on the way up here, I need to get you to tell him the story about the time you were in the Army and had to go help the Airforce guys set up their tent.
Well, that was my first. We were in the field and we had an Airforce signal unit was co-located with us in the field, and you have to coordinate with your adjacent unit. So I had to wait on the commander of the Airforce unit to get there before I could figure out what they were doing. But I watched them roll this giant tarp, what I thought was a giant tarp, out. And then they brought out a generator and an air compressor, and I was trying to figure out what in the world was going on. Meanwhile, my guys are putting up a couple of GP medium tents, the old-fashioned, hammering stakes in the ground, running ropes, and trying to get everything spaced out. The Air Force guys turn on the pump, and I watch as this giant tent just emerges as they fill it with air, and then they come in with some aluminum support. And I thought, that's the neatest thing I've ever seen. So I went over and I asked the kids that were putting the tent up, I said, "Is this your command post? I need to meet your commander." And he said, "No, this is the MWR tent." If you don't know what MWR is, it's morale, welfare, and recreation. And that was their tent where they had their drink machines and their pool table and whatever else they brought to the field with them. That's when I knew I'd made a serious vocational error.
Oh yeah, it's got a good bounce to it, doesn't it? Oh yeah.
Not a
Little boy.
He'll eat.
Yeah. Watch that camera back there too. It's empty. Oh!
Man, I should have had that on video.
Well, we do. The back one's rolling.
Did it have bait?
I was falling out of the boat, so I'm not sure, but I think it was. Yeah. All right, you ready? Oh yeah. Oh, we made that look easy. Okay, don't break the cooler.
No, there's no cooler break.
Hold him up here, Jim. Let's take a look at him.
I don't have a real good grip on him.
That's okay. That's good. Not a bad fish.
If you want to reuse your bush hooks, which you should, and you got a lot of money in lead and hooks and things like that, you need a good way to be able to retrieve them, put them up, and reuse them. But also, if you want to make them up in advance and have an easy way to deploy them so that you can put a lot of lines out in a hurry, here's a simple way I figured out to do that. Start off with your line. I usually do about 2 double arm lengths. Cut that off. Tie one simple overhand knot in one end of the line. We'll see why in a minute. I like to use these teardrop weights. They typically have big eyes, which will allow you to adjust these things easily. Make one overhand knot. Now take your hook. Use your favorite knot on your hook with these lines. It's pretty much anything goes, but I typically do either a snell or a typical fisherman's knot with about 2 or 3 wraps. We'll clean that up in a minute. Now, the storage part. 12 gauge shotgun shell. Make a cut right across both sides of it, not very deep. Like that. Now, what we're going to do is we'll take the teardrop weight. We'll slide it down. We'll trim this real quick. Take the teardrop weight, slide it all the way down even with the hook. Take hook and teardrop weight, slide them both down into the shotgun shell, make sure they're on down there. Now find the place where you slit the shell. Now wrap all the way around. And you'll find that you can go down and back a couple of times, so you want to end up somewhere roughly in the middle of the body of the shell. But now when you get it tight or almost tight, what you want to do is either, if you can, come all the way around to where you slit the first time, or if you can't do that, come into the other side where you slit. Worst case scenario, you just slit it again somewhere. But that way, when you have you make up your lines, you get to the tree, you find you a good tree, you take it, grab your line, tie it off to the limb, let that go to the bottom of the boat, pull out your hook and your teardrop weight, move the weight up a little bit, stick your bait on your hook, drop it in, and you're ready to go.
Man, it's always great to get out and catch up with Jim.
Yeah, I was really hoping you were going to fall out of that boat, and I'm so glad we got it on camera.
Yeah, you and my brother both. He was pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
So, you know, there at the end of the video, he talked about the bush hooks.
Yep.
And how to set those up.
Or as we sophisticated Georgians would say, limb lines. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things he didn't mention is really great about that is when you have those set up and you go and you deploy them and you have the empty shotgun shells, you dump them in we take a big Ziploc bag and we use them. Mm-hmm. But when you go back to retrieve them, it's really easy to miss one or forget how many you have out there. This way you look down at the bag and you see, oh, I've got 2 empty shotgun shells. I got 2 out there somewhere I still need to go retrieve.
Yeah, that's a really good tip on using those and how we've already utilized these kind of things. I'm excited to pick up a copy of his book, and the link to that is down in the description if you would like to pick up a copy of that as well and support Jim in his outdoor adventures and the knowledge that he has. I think you've read the book, right?
I have. Yeah, it's a really good book. It's humorous, as you would expect now that you've met Jim. but also got a lot of just practical outdoor living stories in it.
And we are all about practical. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, share this video with anybody else who you think might come along on the journey with us goofy guys as we adventure in the outdoors. And feel free to watch any of our other videos.